What if I told you that the difference between success and failure isn't some grand gesture? It's not about waking up at 4 a.m. or working 18 hours a day. It's not luck. It's not even talent. It's this: tiny habits, small, consistent actions done daily. Invisible at first, unnoticed. But over time, they create unstoppable momentum. What? They separate the average from the exceptional, the ordinary from the extraordinary. If you're tired of feeling stuck, if you're tired of watching others win while you're still waiting for your breakthrough, then listen closely. Because in this video, we're going to break down 7 tiny habits that, when done consistently, lead to massive success. They don't require talent. They don't require money. Just consistency, intention, and a decision to start today. Let's get into it. Habit 1. The 5-minute rule to beat resistance with action. Success doesn't start with a big leap. It starts with just 5 minutes. This habit is simple. When you feel resistance to doing something important, working out, writing, studying, making that call, tell yourself, I'll do just 5 minutes. Why does this work? Because starting is the hardest part. Once you begin, momentum kicks in. The brain stops resisting and starts cooperating. It's called the Zeigarnik effect. Our brain wants to finish what it starts. So 5 minutes often becomes 10, then 30, then you're in flow. Imagine applying this to everything you procrastinate on. Your goals wouldn't sit in your mind. They'd start becoming your reality. It's not about doing it perfectly. It's about doing it consistently. Successful people don't wait for motivation. They use tiny actions to create it. So next time you feel stuck, don't think. Don't negotiate with yourself. Just say, I'll do 5 minutes. And let that be your gateway to greatness. Habit 2. 1. Win before 8 a.m. Start with success. Most people wake up and scroll. They check their phones, messages, notifications, and enter reaction mode. But successful people? They don't start their day reacting. They start by winning. Here's the habit. Every morning before 8 a.m., do one thing that moves your life forward. It could be a workout, reading 10 pages of a great book, planning your day, writing down your goals, journaling your gratitude. The action isn't as important as the intention behind it. It's about starting your day with momentum. It tells your brain, this day belongs to me. I'm not surviving it. I'm leading it. And over time, these early wins compound into confidence, focus, and productivity. While others are still hitting snooze, you've already set your tone for success. Remember, success doesn't happen randomly. It happens by design, and your morning is the blueprint. Habit 3. Identity. First act like the person you want to become. We're not held back by our goals. We're held back by our identity. Most people say things like, I want to be successful. I want to be disciplined. I want to be wealthy. But they still think like the old version of themselves. Here's the shift. Stop focusing on what you want to achieve. Start focusing on who you need to become. Instead of saying, I want to write a book, say, I'm a writer. Instead of saying, I want to get fit, say, I'm an athlete in training. This tiny shift changes everything. Because once your identity changes, your behavior follows. You won't need as much willpower. You'll naturally act in alignment with who you believe you are. So ask yourself daily, what would the future me do today? How would they walk, talk, work, decide? Then do it. Act like the person you want to become until you become them. That's how success is built, one identity-aligned habit at a time. Habit 4. The one-page rule. Learn something new every day. The average person stops learning after school. The successful person, they never stop. Here's a simple but powerful habit. Every single day, learn one new idea. It could be one page from a book, one podcast episode, one powerful quote you reflect on. Why does this matter? Because growth isn't about cramming information. It's about consistent input. One page a day may seem small, but over a year, that's 365 ideas. Over a decade, that's thousands of mind-expanding lessons. And here's the key. It's not just about information. It's about transformation. Ask yourself, how can I apply this? How does this change my thinking? What action can I take based on this idea? The most dangerous mindset is, I already know this. The most powerful mindset is, what can I learn today? Success is less about what you do occasionally and more about what you do daily. So start small. One page, one idea, every single day. Habit 5. Track your wins, build evidence of progress. Here's something almost no one does, but it changes everything. Write down your daily wins. We tend to remember our failures. We obsess over what's missing. But we rarely take time to see how far we've come. That's why this habit is so powerful. At the end of each day, write down 3 small wins. Things you did well, things you followed through on, things that made you proud. It could be as small as, I didn't skip my workout. I made that uncomfortable phone call. I said no to a distraction. Why does this matter? Because success is emotional. When you track your wins, you build self-trust. You start seeing yourself as someone who shows up. You reinforce positive behavior. You build momentum. And when doubt creeps in, and it will, you'll have a list of proof that says, I'm capable, I'm growing, I'm getting better. Success isn't just external. It's internal. And this habit helps you feel it every single day. Habit 6. Delay the first distraction. Protect your focus. Focus is the new superpower. But distractions are everywhere. Here's one tiny habit that gives you back your time, your energy, and your control. Delay your first distraction. When you wake up, don't check your phone for the first 30-60 minutes. Don't scroll, don't answer messages. Protect your mind like it's the most valuable thing you own, because it is. Why is this so powerful? Because the first thing you do in the morning trains your brain. If you start with distraction, you crave it all day. If you start with intention, you train focus. Give yourself a buffer zone. Use that time to plan, reflect, breathe, move, create. Do something proactive before the world starts pulling at you. And here's the truth. Most of the noise can wait. Your goals can't. Build a fortress around your focus. Because the people who win in this world aren't the busiest. They're the ones who can focus the longest. Habit 7. Ask better questions, upgrade your thinking. Your life is a reflection of the questions you ask yourself daily. Unsuccessful people ask, why can't I do this? What if I fail? What's the point? Successful people ask, what's one thing I can do today that makes everything else easier? How can I turn this setback into a setup? Who can I learn from? This habit will transform your life. Every morning and evening, ask yourself one empowering question. Try these. What am I grateful for? What's one bold move I can make today? If I couldn't fail, what would I attempt? Your brain is a search engine. Ask it better questions, and it will return better answers. This isn't just mindset fluff. It's neuroscience. Questions direct your focus, and your focus shapes your actions. And actions? They create results. So change the question. Change your thinking. Change your life. Let's be honest. Most people are chasing the next big thing. The next trick, the next secret, the next shortcut. But success? It's built on tiny habits, done daily. Without applause, without shortcuts. The real difference between you and the life you want isn't distance, it's direction. And today, you got 7 tiny steps to walk in that direction. 1. The 5-minute rule. 2. 1 win before 8 a.m. 3. Identity first. 4. 1-page rule. 5. Track your wins. 6. Delay distraction. 7. Ask better questions. They're not flashy. They're not loud. But over time, they're unstoppable. Now the question is, will you apply them? Will you be the one who watches motivational videos, or the one who lives a motivational life? It starts with a decision. A small one. A consistent one. A powerful one. So if this message hits you, if you're ready to stop waiting and start building, start today. Pick one habit, commit to it, and let that be the first brick in the empire you're about to build. If this video inspired you, hit that like button, subscribe for more content like this, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Because remember, success doesn't come from doing big things once. It comes from doing tiny things consistently. Let's build that life one habit at a time.